Welcome back to Element 14. I'm Lorraine, and this week I'm creating a custom wake word application using a Raspberry Pi. I think a lot of parents will relate to the custom wake word that I'm going to create.
Mommy? 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 Mommy?
So the Raspberry Pi is going to react every time it hears that word being said. I haven't decided how I'm going to react. I could set off a buzzer, play a recorded file, flash some lights. Kind of like there's a lot of potential there because it's a Raspberry Pi as well. What would you do? We can also count the number of times that word is said. So say when it gets to 100, the system shuts down or mummy shuts down. So we're going to use edgeimpulse to train our model on that custom word. So on the edgeimpulse website, we're going to create a new project and give it a suitable name. Then we're going to just kind of follow the wizard and create an audio project and connect our development board. So you need a Raspberry Pi 4 for this. And this is just like notes on how to set up a Raspberry Pi, like how to download the operating system. Then we get to the dependencies. So let's start installing them. And here's the last one. Then we're going to connect to edgeimpulse using this command on the Pi. Here we need to log into our account, and you'll need to verify your account as well before you get to this step. Let's check devices plugged in. So this is a USB microphone. So there it is there, USB sound device. Let's check for microphones. That's it. So it's on card 1, device 0. So I'm going to do a 5-second test to the file test.wav on card 1, device 0. So if yours was card 3, you change that to 3. Okay. So testing 1, 2, 3, testing 1. Let's check that file then. See if we can hear it. Oh. That's not good. This is why it's always good to test these things. Okay, let's check that connection, try it again, and maybe look for a new microphone. So this was the microphone I was using. It's actually just a USB microphone. So I tried a different USB slot, but that didn't help. I then tried this one here. So I plugged it into this audio jack here, which I realized is actually just an audio jack, not a microphone jack. So I did have something to help with that, which is one of these. So it's like a USB microphone slot. So I tried that and it worked, but again, the audio wasn't great. So I've gone for this seed board. I'll put the link in the description, but this is the board here. So it's kind of like a hat, and it's got 2 microphones. You see there left and the other one on the right. It's also got some Grove connectors and a jack for audio out. So this is more of a serious microphone. Let's see if this is any better. So we're going to install the microphone array by cloning this library. That looks happy. Let's reboot now. We're back. Let's test. Let's see what we've got. Ooh, a whole load of stuff. And some microphones. Now we can try that again. Testing 1, 2, 3. Fingers crossed. Testing 1, 2, 3. Oh, that's really good. And I wasn't right next to the microphone. So these are supposed to work from 3 meters away. This is going to be absolutely perfect for what we need. So back to our edge instructions. I'm going to use the seed microphone. Okay, yeah, we don't want cameras, so let's disable camera. Brilliant. Okay, that's the Pi set up. Now we need to go train the model. So it says that you go to your projects, click devices, and you should see your device there. So let's see. Haha, this is so cool. So we move on to next steps of responding to your voice. I'm going to record my voice as like a test, and then I'll get my son to train his voice. So we go to data acquisition. So we're going to start sampling the word mummy using the Raspberry Pi. Mummy, mummy. Okay, so we need to split the sample. Looks pretty good, yeah. In data acquisition, you're uploading 3 different types of files then. So you're looking for unknown words, so these are the words that you're not looking for, background noise, and then you saying the word that you're looking for. Edge gives you these 2 files, so you can download loads of examples of these 2 files, and then you record your wake word yourself. So I've uploaded an even number of unknowns, mummies, and noise. Just 27 seconds, which is like 3 recordings. I don't know how I'm going to get my son to talk for this long, surprisingly. So now we're kind of ready to start training. Onto this next section then, I have to say I'm completely following the guide on this. I don't know much about neural networks and time series data, and just following these steps worked absolutely perfect for me. In the final step here on the dashboard then, we've got NNN classifier. Just need to turn data augmentation on and click start training, and it takes 20% of the data that you entered, like your keyword, and it tests it against itself. So you can see it caught 100% of my mummies that I said, which is great. It did mix up the noise and the unknown, which I'm not too concerned about. It also suffered a bit of loss, but accuracy is 88%. Considering I did like 30 seconds of training, that's pretty good. So once this is done, we can return to Linux and run this. So it's using these classes and it's telling you the percentage likelihood of what I said. So this is like noise and background. I didn't just say that word, but I'm going to say mummy. And there's 0.9% chance I said that. Mummy, mummy, mummy. So you can see getting some high numbers here, which is great. Now we just need to edit this in Python. So Edge has a Linux Python SDK. You need Python 3.7 at least. And here are the instructions for installing it. I've just cloned this library, let me show you. And the examples are in here. We're going for the audio example. So when you call the file, you run classify.py with the model, which you need to download first using this command. So you can download it into the audio folder or into the SDK folder. Once you can say where it is, doesn't really matter. I did have a bug with this. It said that my NumPy file versions weren't matching, and this command fixed it. So upgrading NumPy if you get that error. Let's have a look at the file itself then. So this is the bit that we're going to change. We're going to put some if statements in here. We're going to say if it's the word mummy, and if the score is greater than, I don't know, maybe 80%, that means they've said mummy. So we could put whatever we want here. We can spin a motor, throw a sock at them, or play some audio back. But that's everything as far as Edge is concerned. And I really do recommend this website. The tutorials are really detailed. There's videos of everything as well. And besides that slight problem with NumPy, I had no problems at all using all these commands.
Do you like free stuff? You can join the Road Test program. You can get free dev kits, test equipment, and even online training courses in exchange for a detailed review. Join our Road Test program. Learn more at the link below. Free stuff.
I want to record some messages that I'm going to play back. So we're using the mic array. So I just need to check where it is. So it's on card 4 for the speaker, and card 4 again for the microphone. So I can both record and play using the same device. So I'm going to record my first response. What do you want? And I'm just going to play that back so I can hear it. What do you want? If that's not loud enough, you could change that in Also Mixer. So press F6 to change the device. So going down to card 4, and we can change the headphone volume there, and escape. So I'm going to record a few more messages and play them randomly. I'm sorry, but Mummy is now closed. Please leave a message after the beep. Beep! So the Edge Impulse is working. Here's a live demo of it working in practice.
Mommy?
Have you tried asking your father?
Daddy?
So obviously that wasn't the live demo because he's wearing the microphone. But it works, yeah, it works really well. It reacts really fast. I was expecting like a bit of a pause, but no, it does. It counts every time he says it, and he loves it. Obviously, this is all a bit of fun. I would never ignore my children when they call my name, no matter how many times they call my name. And remember, you can use any custom wake word you want. I feel like I need to add some more outputs to this project. So we have the speaker, but let's add maybe like a little screen. I thought I could do this easily using the USB microphone because then all the pins on the hat would be free to me. But having to add the speaker, the Seed speaker microphones, it's covered the entire hat. So I can get a hat extension, or the Seed device obviously has Grove connectors on it. So I can use a Grove connector module to connect to the Raspberry Pi as an output. Now the only Grove connectors I have are part of this board, which I really don't want to pop out, but let me show it to you up close. This kit is very cool for lots of reasons. So this is actually like an Arduino clone just here in the middle. So the computer is in the middle, and all of these modules are connected to this while connected in this board, if that makes sense. So the traces go from here to this one, then to that one, and then to that one, to that one. You can pop them out and use them using the Grove connector, so you can actually connect the wire from there to there. I thought you had to wire them up to use them, but you don't. You also don't have to use the Arduino in the middle, so you can connect some female jumper wires onto here, and that will turn off that Arduino, and I'll let you control these modules whatever way you want, which is what we're going to do. So we're going to use this OLED display and display the number of times that they've said your custom wake word. What's really cool here is as soon as you provide power onto this bus, the Arduino must have some custom code in it because it's showing me the light level of this light sensor over here. So it's changing, it's gone down to single digits there, and then it went up again. So yeah, that's kind of cool, but let's turn that off. So I've added a female to female jumper wire onto these pins here to turn that red LED on, and now my light sensor isn't working anymore. So the Arduino isn't connected to all its modules, and now we can start coding this through the Pi. So the Seed library for the speaker was perfect, that worked really well. But then when I looked up the Seed library for this OLED display, you'll see here it's like got a to-do next to the Raspberry Pi library, so it wouldn't let me install that on the Pi. I did find a yellow and blue version, the same board, like a 1315, so it's just like different colors. It does have Raspberry Pi on it, but if we go down to the instructions and try them out, these instructions are really old. You can almost tell it by the screen grabs, and these did not work. This library is gone now. It still exists, but it just does not work, so this was a bust. What we had to do was go straight to Adafruit and install that library. This is the page. I'll put the link in the description below. Unfortunately, to get this running, you do have to install CircuitPython on the Raspberry Pi, which is a bit of a faff, but the instructions are here. It takes about 5 minutes. You're basically installing this Blinka library. Don't worry too much about upgrading your Pi unless it's really old. Once CircuitPython is installed, we can then start installing the OLED library. It's an I2C one, so don't worry too much about SPI. This is the code I just copied, and let me show you it running. Yeah, it's upside down, but get the idea. Hello world. So this is the Adafruit file, and I'm just combining it into my mummy file. So I import the libraries first, and then all the definitions next. I try and keep everything kind of neat when I'm combining like two libraries. Then clear display, kind of want to do that first, so we're going to put that at the top as well. Now, we want this to happen when someone says mummy. So we want to copy all this code and put it inside that if statement of when someone says mummy. And we want to change text to the counter mummy. So instead of hello world, we're going to put the number mummy as a string. And I've completely forgotten how to run this code. That's not how you run it. I have to go back all the way through my commands to find out how you run the mummy code. That's it. And this doesn't work because it's the old mummy file, which I don't realize for a few minutes, but let me show you it working. Here's the correct command, and here's the OLED screen as well. Okay, mummy. So it starts at 0 and it goes to 1. Oh, it's still upside down. I need to fix that. Probably need to make it bigger as well because mummy needs to see that number at a distance. Oh, come on, go up to 2. Yes. Oh, that's brilliant. Yeah, definitely like flashing lights. Maybe turn the LED and a buzzer on. So that was a Raspberry Pi reacting to a custom word that we trained using edgeimpulse modeling system. And we created our own outputs using audio files and an OLED screen. What custom weight word would you use? Keep it clean. And what output would you also create? Because there's just so much potential there, isn't there? I'd love to hear your thoughts on this project on the Element 14 community, and also what you think I should do with the rest of that Grove Beginners kit. I don't want to pop out those modules, so I want to do something with the Arduino. So let me know your thoughts on what I can do. I'll see you at the Element 14 community. Until next time.